Well, Prime Focus is the stock of the day. It's up close to around 19 to around 20%. Remember, we had a Motilal Oswal note that came in, and in fact, they are quite gung-ho and quite confident that the best is yet to come for Prime Focus. But no one better to tell us about their own business. Namit Malhotra, the executive chairman of the company, joins us. Hi, Mr. Malhotra. Thanks so much for joining in today. Well, first things first, sir. You know, you have done a revenue of around 2,100 crores approximately in the last fiscal. Most brokerages, they are counting on a CAGR in terms of revenue, growth of around 15 to around 18% for the next 3 years. Possible as per you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, based on the strategy we laid out of growing through our inorganic expansion into the Western, studio system, we clearly believe that, from a revenue and, frankly, more on an EBITDA margin growth, we believe there is going to be greater robustness as we go forward.
Okay.
Right. So you spoke about a couple of these strategic acquisitions that you've spoken about. We're going through the report. The big focus of the report is that the company will start generating free cash and pare the debt. So in that case, if you could give us a couple of numbers. One, what kind of free cash generation do you expect going forward? And your debt stands at 1,000 crore plus. What exactly is your debt number? What is it likely to be over the next 3 years?
So I think the net debt as of March 31st was in the 1,250 crore range, and we continue to believe that we've seen a fair bit of debt been back through the year last year, and we believe that trend is certainly in line with the strategy of the company and where we stand. So we continue to be focused on making sure that we can continue to not just pay down the debt, but whatever debt is also there is now currently being financed at much lower costs relative to where we were a few years ago. Okay. So, all in all, a more positive outlook for how we believe the free cash flow generation and the cost of the debt should actually help in significantly boosting our profitability.
Let's put a number to that, Namit. Motilal Oswal, for instance, expects the debt to actually fall down to 450 crores. You said you had around 1,250 crores of debt. In the next 3 fiscal years, you think the debt can come down to 450 crores? And what kind of borrowing cost would the company have to pay?
Now, so I'll answer the borrowing cost first. So since our business is now not just stabilized but grown significantly in the West, we are now starting to borrow in the realm of 3% plus LIBOR, 3.5% plus LIBOR in the West. So we are obviously seeing significant reduction in the cost of debt relative to the average borrowing cost between 14 and 17% a few years ago in India. So that significantly should add, the indebtedness is not just going down, it's also now shifting to a lower cost overall. And separately, I think with the expansion in our profitability and the strength in the numbers, I think we certainly are on track to do, as close to as possible the numbers that are being predicted. I don't think we'll be very far from that.
All right, Namit, you said 1,250 crores was at the start of this fiscal. 6 months into the fiscal, have you paid off some debt?
So yes, we have refinanced. Like we had our Standard Chartered NCDs, that were due. We redeemed them a month earlier. Part of it was refinanced through our own internal accruals, and part of it through new bank lines. So that debt repayment is constantly happening.
Namit, your stock is in upper circuit. I remember a few years ago, the stock was not moving beyond that 50 rupee mark. So clearly the street, your investors, they want to know a few numbers. First thing, can your EBITDA number double in the next 3 years? You did 500 crores last year. Can we look at that doubling? And also your debt number, can that half from around 1,250? Can that number half to around 600 crores? Just clarity on both these two numbers.
So, if my conviction is absolutely that both those numbers are possible.
Okay.
And we are frankly, internally as a company, much clear that this is the path we are on, and to exactly achieve those numbers that are being talked about.
All right, Namit, just one thing, Reliance holds about 35% stake in your company. Reliance Capital is looking to exit all the non-core investments that they have. You think if they will, have you heard from them in terms of what they are going to do with their stake that they have in the company? And if at all they do wish to pare it, are you going to buy?
Yeah, so, there's, I think that clarity of, the group wanting to exit all non-core investments is consistent with our understanding as well. And, at this point, there is no conversation around us buying or trading on anything on that level. I guess it's all about making sure that as great partners, they should get the best outcome for their holding, and we are working together to make that happen.
Want to sell, will you buy? Because things are looking so good, your business is looking so good. Do you think you will buy, or do you think there could be a strategic investor that will come to take their stake?
It's I think a bit early to frankly make any specific statement.
No, Namit, the last time we spoke, you told me that it's too early at that point of time. So maybe by the end of this fiscal, do you think that we can get that issue as well sorted out?
I hope so. I think with the market momentum and the performance of the company, I think there certainly is adequate demand for that to play out. And
right. No, the reason why we say that, Namit, is because, in case you do wish to buy, 37% of your holding is pledged anyway. So you plan to remove the pledge on those holdings and perhaps take a fresh call then after that?
Yeah, so you've seen the pledge was significantly higher a few years ago, and that also has consistently been brought down.
Okay.
And
right.
So I clearly believe that the best is yet to come, and we're on the road to make that happen.
All the best, Namit, for the second half of this year and for the next couple of years. Stock locked in upper circuit, management of Prime Focus sounding quite confident. Slip into a short break, come back, continue our focus on the markets.